A good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos, Parshas Balak. The parsha of this evil prophet standing up in front of the Jewish people, trying to curse us, trying to see the worst in us, and then turning that into a bracha. God turns that into a blessing. One of those blessings is the most magnificent blessing, Matovu Alecha Yaakov Mishknasecha Yisrael, blessing our houses, blessing our synagogues, our study halls, blessing the Jewish people in a very deep, profound kind of way. The Abdu Rav, the author of the Oyev Yisrael, somebody once asked him that where is there Avas Yisrael in this parsha, in Parshas Balak? The Oyev Yisrael wrote a sefer, and in every parsha he saw Avas Yisrael, and he brought out from the parsha, he brought out Avas Yisrael, the love of another Jew. This parsha is all about the hatred of the Jews. It's all about Balak and Bilam, who hated us to the very core and tried to curse us and to ruin us and to come up with ways that they could destroy us. Where do you see Avas Yisrael in this parsha? So the Abdu Rav said, what are you talking about? See, Avas Yisrael is so deep in this parsha, maybe deeper than any other parsha. Why? He says, because it's in the very name of the parsha. The name of the parsha is called Balak. The three letters Balak stand for the ahavta, l'reacha, kamocha. And in the very name of the parsha, Balak, you see v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. It's a parsha of Avos Yisrael. So Chassid looks and says to him, Rabbi, v'ahavta is spelled with a vav, not with a beis. Kamocha is spelled with a chaf, not with a kuf. So what kind of crazy inference is that? Balak v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. So he says to him, you didn't understand what I said. The whole yesod, the whole foundation of Avos Yisrael, of loving another person, is not to be so meticulous on every detail. So it's not a vav, it's a beis. So it's not a chaf, it's a kuf. But learning how to get along with people is learning how to overlook things. And we overlook things so then you can stay connected to a person. You don't have to be so precise. You don't have to be so exacting with another person. Being meticulous and overcritical is not really a function of having learned too much, but it's really of not having learned enough. And that's why Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son needed to go back into the cave for another year after 12 years of spending with God. And they developed such a holy way of seeing things. But it was very meticulous and overcritical, and therefore they went back in for another year. Not because they learned too much, but because they hadn't learned enough. Because they didn't learn enough, they couldn't evaluate the situation for what it really was. Not such a big deal. We need two eyes. One eye to be critical, and one eye to see the beauty. And that's why Bilam was such a nasty person, because he had a problem with an eye. He was blind in one eye. Whether we understand it literally or metaphorically, he could only see the critical, and he couldn't see the beauty. He could only see the negativity, and it took God, it took a yeoman's effort, it took God to turn him around and to be able to see the bracha. But naturally, he never would have seen the bracha. For him, it was all negativity. That's why it says that anybody who has these three qualities is like the student of Bilam, but has these three qualities is like the student of Avram. And if you boil down the qualities to the LCD, to the lowest common denominator, the students of Bilam are negative and verbissen and bitter, and the students of Avram Avinu can see the world for what it is and can see the beauty even in the negativity without being so meticulous and without being so rigid. And that's the amazing lesson we learned from this week's parsha, just from the opening line, Balak, from the opening name, the name of the parsha. It doesn't say that. But if you wanted to say that, okay. Because when I'm not so exacting and I'm not so meticulous, I can see amazingly beautiful things. If when we read through the parsha and we're struck by the negativity of Bilam, that he tries moving from place to place to place, and in every place he sees it, more negativity and more negativity. If we look at Bilam and we say, I might have some Bilam disease, so then this would be a very good week to get your eyes checked, to make sure you're seeing well enough in both eyes, and that with one eye you can be critical, but with the other eye you can keep it open and see the beauty. Have a beautiful, amazing, wonderful Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos, everyone.